We're looking around. I saw these little booties, and I'm sorry I had to pull them out of the box. This summer months can be uncomfortable and even dangerous for people and pets alike. Remember, if it's hot for you, it is even warmer for your pets. And Dr. Rachael Campbell back, the medical director for Pet Wellness Clinics, and she's on the red couch with tips on keeping our family friends, our furry ones, healthy while it's hot. Why don't we just start with these since I have them in my hand?
Yeah.
But we're thinking about just how hot the asphalt can be.
Absolutely.
But sometimes we don't think about it.
Well, of course, yeah, because we have shoes on. And, you know, it really does depend on your pet and how much exposure they actually have to surfaces like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you live in an apartment and your dog is on carpet a lot and they don't go out a whole lot, then their paw pads really aren't built up very much. That asphalt, that concrete, I mean, that can be so hot. Yeah. You really got to think about touching that first and, of course, allow them to pop off of that into the grass if they need to.
Yeah,
you know?
Or these cute
Put these little booties on.
Booties
I mean,
are so cute.
And they're the cutest things I've ever seen. Obviously, it's up to whether or not your pet's going to let you put them on and keep them on. So if it is something that you really are going to go into a certain specific situation where you think you might need them, try them on at home, try to positive reinforcement, lots of treats when they wear them. You know, you got to keep them moving, but they're adorable.
Hey, real quick, we put up these safety tips, so I want to make sure that we talk about some of them since that's what's on the screen. Do we need to limit the dog park visits too much, or what do you think about that as far as how, I mean, they can still go,
Of course,
right?
Yeah, it's just like us. When we go, you just got to think about the weather and think about how long you're going to be there and make sure you're bringing plenty of things to cool them down, water, make sure they have plenty of access to shade, and know your dog. If they have any major medical condition, you know, then when it's that super hot weather, you just go outside the bathroom, back inside. Really shouldn't be pushing stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to talk about what's in your hand.
Yeah,
right
this
what
is like one of those cooling
this?
pads. I just took it out of the thing. But yeah, it's those things that you can bring with you. Products, I mean, products change all the time. It's so amazing. I mean, you can't even keep up. But there are things that you add water to cool them down. They can lay down in these things. You know, of course, misters and things that you can provide just like you would for small children, you know, shade and things that if it's too hot for you, again, it's too hot for them. So thinking about ways you can keep them comfortable as well. If it's going to be especially a day out with them playing outside for an extended period of time.
Well, we talked a lot about heat exhaustion and things like heat strokes or in people. Is that something that happens in dogs?
Of course, yeah. Wow. I mean, it's basically something that, you know, they can overheat as well. They can't sweat the way that we do, you know, so that's why, of course, you see dogs panting a lot. They need definitely to be kept a very close eye on, of course, in these types of weathers. But heat stroke, heat exhaustion, I mean, it's scary, but you can see if the dog, of course, were to collapse or seem disoriented, stumble. If they're panting, you can't get them to calm down. You're trying to cool them down, especially if it's a hot area. You know your pet, and when it's acting odd, you know, and it's continuing, then you should go ahead and get them checked out, probably, you know, just to be safe. But actual heat stroke, I mean, those are extremely scary, critical conditions that are usually pretty obvious because they've at some point probably collapsed or stumbled.
Yeah, and that's a thing too, maybe with I'm going to say a stray or a dog that's been out or being maybe held in some kind of a kennel where you're seeing it, and then you got to ask.
Exactly, especially hot cars. I mean, you see it all the time.
That's a good point.
Yeah, cars in general. I mean, I can't even on like a slightly maybe the sun's out, I get scared when I see any pet in a car. But again, I see a skewed population. But anytime that there's any weather like this, they really should not be left in cars ever. It's just too scary. You just never know how fast that can get hot.
Yeah, you're talking about the pet in the car, the door handles, the seat belts, the dashboards can burn them, and not letting them ride in a truck bed too, because those are really hot.
It's hot
and dangerous.
Also dangerous. Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of injuries from dogs that you think they'll stay in there, and then, you know, there's also some pretty exciting stuff out there that they might need to jump out at a stoplight or you know, and there's a car passing by. So of course that's something that you know, people do what they can to keep their pets happy and get them where they need to be, but you got to be careful. Of course.
We are out of time. Again, fox59.com, though, if you would like to learn more information. Pet Wellness Clinics has several locations all over central Indiana. So good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Jim O'Brien, would either of your dogs, if they had the right size, wear these cute little things?
I'm not sure Cowboy would probably wear those, but it's worth a shot. All right. I love the safety tips. Thank you, ladies. 8:46 and not too hot.